Some of these things make me shake my head, guys, but they can't shake me out. I'm a Corvette fan for life. Let's get it.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your man Griff, and you know what to do. Hop in that passenger seat, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up like button, and let's roll. All right, we're gonna go through a couple issues that some of you guys might be familiar with, some of you guys might not, but let's dive into it. Paint issues. Are these things covered by warranty? Well, believe it or not, guys, customers are still experiencing paint issues on the C8 Corvette. The question is, are these things covered? Well, according to GM, all body and sheet metal components are warranted against corrosion for the duration of the warranty. Coverage periods typically last for 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. But other durations may be available. Now, I've heard different situations. I've heard folks have paint issues. They've gone in and the dealer has sent them away and said, we're not covering anything. I've also heard folks go to the dealer with these issues and the dealer honored up. The dealer did whatever they can do to correct the paint issue. So this one's a little bit subjective. GM should be covering these issues, in my opinion. I think it's a defect from the factory in the paint process. So I think any paint related issues, in my opinion, they should be covered. Let's see what's next. So panel alignment issues. It seems as if some owners have been complaining about panel alignment issues around the front end and door panels. Now, this type of thing has been going on for a long time. And just so you guys know, the paint issues and panel alignment issues, they don't just exist on C8 Corvettes. They exist across the board in all manufacturing processes. There are very few vehicles that don't have paint issues or panel issues. So I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time. So are they covered? Well, here's the deal. Bumper to bumper warranty should cover any alignment issues. Now, what you're gonna find is, depending on the severity of the issue, GM might take a look at that and says it falls within the spec of what we pass through QC. So not every panel alignment issue you're going to be able to take in and have it covered by the warranty. But from a bumper to bumper perspective, it covers the entire vehicle for repairs, including parts and labor to correct any defect in material or workmanship for 3 years or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first. Again, this one is a little bit subjective. So I think if you find yourself in this situation, best thing to do is go to your dealer and see how they can address it. All right, now this next one is definitely a little bit unusual. Porous wheels. Guys, I don't know how some of this stuff passes through QC, but check this out. Bad castings lead to issues on a subset of 2020 and 2021 C8 Corvettes. Now, the pitted wheels didn't meet GM's internal requirements. Well, if it doesn't meet the internal requirement, how did they manage to make it all the way through vehicle production and QC? It's always interesting to me. But the question is something like that covered? Well, it's absolutely covered. Should be covered under the bumper to bumper warranty. Covers the entire vehicle for repairs, including parts, labor, correct any defects. I read through this one before. But this one, I think they may have done a technical service bulletin or some sort of recall. I can't remember. I wish I had the information because I like to provide you guys accurate information. Truth be told, I lost my previous video content and I had to create this video from scratch. So, but it's definitely covered. So it's not something you guys will have to worry about. All right, these transmissions. Now, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here because we've already talked about this, but I do wanna point out the unusual situation where some poor individual suffered a transmission issue at 32 miles. Clearly unusual and clearly a bit crazy, so I feel sorry for the person who had to deal with that. But at any rate, it is going to be covered, as we all know. Transmission, engine, it's covered under the drivetrain warranty. What's next?
Guys, in the previous video, I talked about quality of workmanship. It was during a time where one of the GM plant facilities was on strike. And I talked about the concern of potentially having somebody build my car that was disgruntled or a bit upset because they didn't get the contract that they were looking for. Well, this particular situation reminds me of that. I'm not suggesting that this is what happened, but this is the type of thing that reminds me of why I'm concerned with this particular build process. Check this out.
All right, guys. Oh boy. All right, listen, missing ball bearings. Apparently somebody at the factory forgot to inspect the bearings on the rear half shaft on 22 2021 through 2022 C8s. Was it covered? That's the big question. Well, it was covered under a safety recall. And to be honest with you guys, I think we should just move right along with this one. Public service announcement. Guys, remember when I told you that Z06 pricing 2 weeks ago was coming soon? Well, guess what? It's right around the corner. Sit tight. You guys are going to be surprised very, very soon. Listen, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and definitely hit that like button to promote the video. Okay, up next, Z51 brake issues. Some 2021 through 2022 C8 Z51 owners experienced pulsing and grinding when they applied the brakes. This is on Stingray Z51s. Apparently it didn't happen on non-Z51 Stingrays. Is it covered? Well, absolutely, but it was covered under a self-repair. Now I imagine if you had any additional issues, you can take the car in and they would take care of it. But in terms of a self-repair, all it took was a little brake burnishing. So the brake burnishing process includes applying medium force to the brake pedal at 60 miles an hour, reducing speed to 30 miles an hour. The deceleration can be repeated 10 times to complete the brake burnishing. Note that this brake burnishing process is only recommended for C8 Corvette models equipped with the Z51 performance package. Let's hope this doesn't leak into the 2023 models. All right, and bringing up the rear. HTC rear window Fluke. Listen, believe it or not, guys, this actually happened. There's been a few instances where the rear window in the hardtop convertible, I haven't heard this happen on any of the Stingray coupes, but on the hardtop convertible, there's been a few instances where that rear window has basically shattered. Now, some people speculate that it could be a heat issue, and others speculate that it could be a glass-related issue, right? Like a defect in the glass. Griff tends to think that it's probably a defect in the glass. The reason why I say that is this has only happened to about 3 people. Now, here's the problem. That glass is in a weird position, and to replace it is really tricky. You have to take all those panels out. So the question is, do you guys think that this is something that GM will cover? Well, the answer is windshield or glass cracks, chips, scratches due to impact are not covered. Windshield cracks will be covered for the first 12 months, regardless of mileage, if caused by defects in material or workmanship. So rest assured, it'll be covered at that point. But if you're outside of that 12 months, GM can come back and say, we're not going to honor that repair. And trust me, I've seen it. It's a bear of a repair. So hopefully nobody ends up dealing with that situation. It's your man, Griff. I appreciate you guys for coming by. Until next week, see you.